Building a great tech team, it really all starts with hiring the right people. So if React is on your 2025 roadmap, you're going to need more than just a job description. You need a playbook. And in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how to build one. So, are you thinking about bringing React developers on board in 2025? It's a huge decision, and honestly, it's one that can define your product's success. Getting the hiring process right from the very beginning is what separates a good team from a truly great one. And let me tell you, it's a solid decision for one very big reason. Over 11 million websites worldwide are running on React. This isn't just some passing trend, it's proof of a mature, powerful framework with a massive, massive community behind it. So here's our game plan. First, we'll cover why React still rules the roost. Then we'll craft the ideal candidate profile and talk about the common pitfalls to avoid. After that, we'll get into a step-by-step hiring plan, the realities of cost and retention, and finally, we'll wrap up with what it takes to build a winning team. All right, let's dive right in. Section 1, why React still rules. We're going to look at the hard data that makes this such a smart business move, giving you access to an incredible talent pool and a really mature, stable ecosystem. So, what do developers themselves think? Well, look at this. Nearly half of all developers choose React for new projects. Now, for you as a hiring manager, that's a massive advantage. It means you're fishing in a very, very well-stocked pond. And the benefits for the business? Oh, they are direct and they're powerful. React's whole structure is based on reusable parts, kind of like Legos, which means development is way faster. Plus, it's built to scale, so your app stays solid and easy to manage, even as it gets bigger. Okay, so we know why React is a great choice. Now, who are we looking for? In Section 2, we're going to define that ideal candidate. And this is all about looking past just the React keyword on a resume to figure out what skills really count. Now, if there's one thing to remember, it's this. Great React developers are first and foremost great JavaScript developers. React is a tool, not a replacement for those core skills. From there, you absolutely need a deep knowledge of things like hooks, state, and props. And lately, experience with TypeScript and frameworks like Next.js is pretty much becoming the new standard. So what takes a candidate from good to great? Well, these are the skills. If SEO is important to you, experience with server-side rendering is a total game changer. It makes pages load faster and keeps search engines happy. And of course, knowing their way around tools like Git and focusing on performance are always huge wins. But look, technical skills are only half the story. A developer who writes clean, maintainable code is going to save your team so many headaches down the road. Great communication is absolutely non-negotiable, especially on remote teams. And in a world that changes this fast, you need someone who's always ready to learn. All right, now for a super critical section, common hiring pitfalls. Seriously, even the most experienced managers can fall into these traps. Learning to spot them early is going to save you a ton of time, money, and frustration. Okay, here's a classic one. Confusing years of experience with actual mastery. Someone can have 5 years of React on their resume, but maybe they just did the same basic thing for 5 years. The smarter approach is to really dig in and evaluate their actual coding skills and how well they grasp the core concepts. And here are a few other big ones to watch out for. First, don't try to hire a unicorn, one person who can do everything. Second, don't ignore soft skills and code quality. And finally, in this day and age, limiting your search to only local on-site talent, you're just dramatically shrinking your talent pool for no good reason. So, knowing the traps to avoid is half the battle, right? Now let's build the positive side of that. This is the heart of our playbook, a step-by-step hiring plan that's all about efficiency and finding the right person. Think of it as a 6-step funnel. You start with a super clear definition of the role, then you shortlist people based on actual skills, not just keywords. Then comes the evaluation, a real coding test, followed by an interview that focuses on team fit and soft skills. Finally, a trial period and a solid onboarding process make sure you've made the right choice, and you're setting them up to win. Next up, let's talk about the practical stuff, cost and retention. I mean, hiring someone is really just the beginning. You also have to manage the budget and, just as importantly, figure out how to keep your top performers happy and on the team. You've basically got a few models to choose from, and each has its own strategic advantage. A full-time employee, that's your best bet for a core, long-term product. Going remote opens up a global talent pool, but you'll need great communication. And freelancers are perfect for short-term projects or just whipping up a quick prototype. The right model really depends on what you need. So, how do you keep the great developers you worked so hard to find? Well, you've got to give them room to grow and learn new things. You have to maintain high standards for your code and documentation. Believe me, good developers appreciate that. And you have to build a collaborative culture and be realistic about workloads to avoid burnout. All right, we're almost at the end of our playbook. Let's bring everything together. In this final section, building your winning team. This is all about getting into the right mindset for long-term success. This quote really just nails it. A disciplined process that focuses on real skills, not just resume buzzwords, that's how you find the people who build amazing things. It's about being deliberate and strategic with every single step. And I'll leave you with this one final thought. The next time you're hiring, ask yourself this question. Are you just hiring a coder to fill a seat for a task? Or are you investing in someone who could grow, contribute, and maybe even lead your team one day? The answer to that question will shape the quality of your team for years to come.